You don't need to 100% believe that you can conquer binge eating, but you do need to show up every single day like you will. When you tell yourself, my urges are so strong, I have to give in, you're more likely to give in. When you tell yourself, as much as I want to try to not give in to my urges, they feel so strong. They feel so demanding. It feels like I don't have a choice. It feels like I just have to give in. Then when a strong urge to binge comes on, you're not going to bother trying to not give into your urges because you've already decided in your mind that it's too strong. You've already decided in advance that your urges are way more powerful over you. And this is where oftentimes you don't even bother trying to not give in because you have decided in advance that your urges are way too strong. When you think to yourself, conquering binge eating is challenging. If you think to yourself, I don't know if I can do this. If you think to yourself, okay, well, I've had a few binge-free days here and there, but I don't know, will I ever be someone that never thinks about food? I don't know, will I ever get to a point where I'm really confident in my own skin? I don't know, will I ever get to a point where if I'm stressed or emotions are high, I won't use food? Food seems like the number one source of pleasure in my life right now. If you think that way, you're gonna create your results. If you tell yourself that conquering binge eating is gonna be really, 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 really hard, it's gonna feel challenging. If you tell yourself your urges are so freaking demanding and so strong, you just have to give in, you're not going to bother trying to not give in. You're just going to give in. If you think to yourself, maybe I'm the exception, you can look at other people and say, maybe she can conquer, but I can't. And then you create all of these thoughts in your mind. Well, if my husband didn't bring chocolate in the house, then I wouldn't be eating chocolate every night. If my work wasn't so stressful, then I wouldn't be using food to self-soothe come the evening. Well, I have 3 kids, and so it's really hard for me to take time for myself. Well, I have digestive issues, so I actually can't just eat whatever I want. I actually have to be more mindful than most people, so that's the exact reason why I can't conquer. That is self-sabotage. You are telling yourself that there is something in the way, something preventing you, a block that is preventing you from conquering binge eating, and that's just self-sabotage. Hello from Argentina. Hello. Are you self-sabotaging yourself? Conquering binge eating is not like a walk in the park, but your mindset is everything. You don't have to 100% believe that you can conquer binge eating, because right now you don't have that evidence. So it's going to be hard to believe. Right now, if you're binging and you're thinking about food, maybe you're doing some secret eating, you're using food for comfort, your results obviously don't reflect the fact that you're gonna conquer. Your results right now are you're binge eating, you're thinking about food a lot, and you're using food to self-soothe. That's your results. So of course it's gonna be hard to believe that you can be someone who's just gonna effortlessly stop when you're full. You're gonna be someone who can just leave a slice of pizza on your plate when you're out for dinner. You can be someone where you could be making your favorite brownies and you don't even eat them until the next day. To actually believe that that can be a reality is challenging because your results don't reflect that. But I'm I'm here to tell you that you don't have to 100% believe that you can conquer binge eating. What you actually need to focus on is showing up every single day like I will. You don't need evidence. Most people are waiting for evidence. Well, Lorna, I need to see that it's working and then I will believe that I can do this. I need to have a binge-free week and then I will start to believe in myself. I need to have my urges stop popping up and then I'll actually believe that maybe I can do this. You are waiting for evidence instead of creating the evidence. So if you are waiting for evidence, you are waiting for a result. You are waiting to have less food thoughts to then believe that you can have less food thoughts. You are waiting for a binge-free week for then you to believe that you can actually conquer. When it's actually the opposite. You need to show up every single day like I am going to be the one who conquers binge eating. Like I am going to do this. Because when you show up with that mindset, with that energy of like, I am going to conquer binge eating. I am going to be the person who eats normally. I'm going to be the person who can stop when I'm full. I am going to be the person that doesn't think about food all day long. Then how you show up is going to be differently. When a strong urge to binge comes on, you say, I got this. I am way more powerful over my urges. It's easier for you to not give in. Versus if you think, yeah, my urges are so strong and I'm probably going to binge tonight, then you're going to give in. Your mindset is everything, right? If somebody says to themselves, like, I am going to conquer. I don't know when, I don't actually fully believe it, but I'm just going to trust, I'm going to have faith, and I'm going to show up like the person who's going to conquer binge eating. You are going to be the one who conquers because of how you're viewing this process. If you wake up every single day like, I am going to conquer binge eating, you would show up differently. You would not act on your urge. You would honor your cravings because you know that helps you become less impulsive with food. Compared to if you think to yourself, I don't know, yeah, I'm a self-sabotager. Yeah, I typically will do well for like a week or so and then I end up sabotaging myself. If you literally tell yourself, I can do well for a few days and then something happens and I sabotage myself, you are creating those results. If you tell yourself, yeah, when work gets really busy, like especially at the end of the day, I just want to relax, I want to unwind. It's like the most rewarding part of my day. Then every single time work gets stressful, you're going to use food to self-soothe. You are pre-planning in advance what you believe is going to happen. That's not somebody who's going to conquer binge eating. That is someone that's creating self-sabotage. If you literally keep on telling yourself, I'm a self-sabotager, I only do well for a week, and then I sabotage, that's going to be your results. You can literally be feeling so good all week. You feel amazing in your own skin. Maybe your food thoughts weren't really that strong. Maybe your urges weren't even that strong. And all of a sudden you're in the pantry just mindlessly snacking. You didn't have an urge. You didn't even want the cookies. But you're doing that because you've literally told yourself, this is what I do. This is who I am. Yeah, I last about a week and then I sabotage. So then you go and you self-sabotage. When I was healing my relationship with food in 2019, I didn't fully believe that I could be someone who didn't think about food all day long because food was on my mind a lot. If I was going out for dinner the whole entire day, I'm like, where are we going? What am I going to order? What should I eat before I go? Should I get dessert? Should I not get dessert? How am I going to eat the next day? If it was just a random Tuesday, I'm like, well, then what should I have for breakfast? Okay, is this the right thing? Okay, well, should I have 1 tablespoon of nut butter or should I have 2? And okay, should I have carbs for breakfast or maybe should I have eggs? Like, food was on my mind all day. And so, of course, I didn't 100% fully believe that I could be someone that like never thinks about food. Like, what? But I didn't wait until I believed. I showed up every single day like this is important for me. I don't want to be thinking about food all day long. I don't want to have these strong urges. So even though I didn't fully have belief that like I could conquer binge eating, because I spent 10 years of my life restricting and then binging and, think about food and calories all day long. Even though I didn't have the full belief, I showed up for myself as if it was going to happen. I didn't know when. I didn't know when I would stop my binge eating. I didn't have full belief, but I showed up every single day. Like, if I was somebody who was going to stop binge eating, how would I show up? Well, she would not give in to her urges. When she so badly wants to say F it because she's bloated and she just wants to go eat a bunch of food, no, someone who conquers wouldn't do that. And I started showing up as the person that would conquer binge eating. And then what ended up happening, I started feeling less impulsive with food. My urges became less intense. I didn't have crazy food thoughts. I wasn't obsessing over calories. I would go to a restaurant with my husband. I wouldn't even need to look up the menu. I would just show up and trust myself. And that created the self-belief. The results that I was experiencing then created belief of like, oh, maybe this actually is possible. Maybe I actually can do this. But people get it backwards. I don't believe I can conquer binge eating. So like, I don't know. And then you don't take action. You continue giving into your urges because you've created a story that they're way too intense. You sabotage after a week of doing well because you've considered yourself that this is who you are. You're a self-sabotager. You only last a week. Instead of saying, I'm creating a new story for myself, I am going to be someone who conquers. I'm going to show up every single day. I don't have to have belief. I don't have to see the results yet. I just need to show up every single day like I'm going to conquer binge eating. Like I can 100% transform my relationship with food. That I could be someone who feels calm and relaxed around food. And if you show up as that person every single day, you're going to create results where you do stop when you're full. You don't give in to your urge. You have less food thoughts, and then your results create your reality. I see this with so many of my clients. They're like, will I ever stop thinking about food? Like, I don't know, like, will I ever get to a point where just like food feels like just really easy? And I'm like, yes. But I said, you don't have to believe that right now because your reality isn't that. And that's okay. But you got to show up. You got to use the tools. You got to plug into our badass community. You got to come onto the coaching calls. You got to get the support. And so after implementing my root and rewire process, and they're rewiring their brain, and they're practicing not giving into their urges, they're like, holy moly. The results happen, and then they actually believe, wow, maybe I can conquer. Because they're having less food thoughts. Their urges are less intense. So the results then create the belief. It's not, I got to first believe that I can conquer binge eating, then I'm going to take action. It's, I'm going to show up every single day like I'm going to be someone who conquers binge eating. And then as a result of that, the actions that you take are going to be in alignment with someone who conquers binge eating. And before you know it, you're going to have these results. You're going to feel less impulsive with food. The food noise is going to start to quiet. You're going to go to a restaurant, and when the dessert menu comes, you might order some, and that's fine. Or you might not. But regardless, it feels easy. And then you start to believe that you can conquer. So stop waiting for evidence. Stop waiting for this belief. You shift your mindset by taking action, by showing up for yourself. When you show up and you take action in alignment with someone who no longer binges, you're going to get the results. And then that's when the belief comes. Because in 2019, I showed up for myself. Even if I didn't believe that I could do it, I said, I'm going to show up like someone who's going to conquer, which means when my mind says my urges are way too strong, I'm going to say I'm way more powerful over them. When my mind wants to say, F it, you're bloated, just eat a bunch of food, who cares? I'm going to say, no, I need to respect my body. And I started acting like that. When my mind said, oh, you have to look up the menu before going out for dinner. You can't trust yourself. I said, I'm going to start trusting myself. I didn't look up the menu. And as a result, I built up self-trust. And here we are 5 years later. I've sustained a binge-free life for the past 5 years. Food feels effortless. I never track my food. I'm so intuitive. I just eat when I'm hungry. I stop when I'm full. I'm so present with my husband. I'm bringing a baby into the world in October. And I know that I'm just going to be a great example showing them what a healthy relationship with food looks like, that you don't have to fear food. You don't have to obsess over food and calories. So stop waiting to believe that you can do this. Stop waiting to believe that it's possible for you. You're going to be waiting a long time if you're waiting to see evidence, because it doesn't work like that. You have to show up every single day like, I am going to change my relationship with food. I am going to stop my binge eating. Because with that mindset, oh, there's another Lorna on. That's so cool. It's a very unique name. When you show up with the mindset of like, I am going to conquer, you show up differently. As strong as your urges are, you're like, nope, I'm not going to give in. As scary as it is, when you have to do things differently, you're like, I'm a badass. I got this. Like, I am so committed to this. And then you're the one that goes months and months and months and months without binge eating. And this is really the work that I do with my clients. So I have a masterclass. And it's literally called The One Who Conquers Binge Eating. This is all about the mindset. What I'm talking about right now, this is all about the mindset, how to actually shift your identity to be someone who conquers binge eating, who can trust the process, who can show up no matter what. It's not, I only believe if I haven't binged. It's so easy to believe that you will stop your binge eating when you're having a good day. It's so easy to believe that you can stop your binge eating when your urges aren't strong. But how about on the days that you've just overeaten? How about on the days where you're not seeing results? Can you still show up for yourself then? The people that show up no matter what, the people who have a rock solid mindset, a badass identity, a badass mindset of like, I am going to do this. Like, I am going to heal my relationship with food. I am going to be the one who conquers binge eating. They're the ones that conquer binge eating faster than anyone else. Your identity, your mindset, your faith, your trust in this process is everything. So that's the masterclass that you can join. You get instant access to it. Okay. And I will, if you're listening to this on the podcast, I'll leave the link down below. If you're listening to this on TikTok, it's in the link in my bio. Now, the second thing I want to share with you is my 6-week mastermind, binge-free months. If you're someone that has been able to go, a week or 2 weeks or even a month without binge eating, but you haven't been able to crack the code of having binge-free months on repeat, you got to be inside of my new mastermind called Binge-Free Months. Yes, everyone in the comments is like, the struggle of binge eating is real. I get it. But this mastermind, it's 6 weeks long. And I'm helping you turn your binge-free days into sustainable binge-free months without feeling a single urge to binge. And the way that I'm going to support you is not through distracting yourself and staying busy and just keep the chocolate out of the house. Those are quick fixes. I'm actually going to help you rewire your brain so you no longer feel an urge to binge. You guys, it is so freaking exhausting trying to not binge when your urges are so strong and demanding. You can't just tell yourself, don't binge. Like you want to binge even more. If you just tell yourself, just maybe don't buy the chocolate this week. It's like you're going to be thinking about the chocolate all freaking week. So instead, you have to shift your mindset. You have to reprogram your brain. If you no longer have these strong urges, you wouldn't binge. You don't have to try and motivate yourself. Come on, you can do it. You have no desire because you don't have any urges. You completely shifted your identity out of binge eating. So you can go a week, you can go 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, and get excited instead of fearful. I work with so many clients, and a lot of the times people sabotage because it's like, oh my gosh, wait, it's been 3 weeks. Okay, well, don't get too excited. You don't want to jinx it. Oh, you haven't binged all week, but like, don't get too excited because an urge is around the corner. Then you're sabotaging yourself. You're sabotaging yourself. Don't get too excited. The masterclass right now is $55. The link is in my bio. You can get instant access. This would be great. Just literally click the link in my bio right now and you join, and literally as you're listening to this, you can be listening to that entire masterclass on how to become someone who no longer binges. It's so freaking good. I would literally have it on repeat. For those of you guys who are buying it, like listen to it on freaking repeat. It will change your freaking life. You don't need another tool that says like, okay, don't give in to your urge. You know that. You don't need another tool, training that's like, you got to release your food rules. You know that. You know that. You need a mindset training that's going to shift your freaking beliefs. That's going to light a fire underneath your butt. That's going to help you trust in this process. That's going to help you see yourself as like, I can do this. I am not different. I am not the exception. You're going to conquer binge eating so much faster when you actually have this rock solid mindset. So again, you can join the masterclass, the one who conquers binge eating right now for $55. The price goes up on Thursday. Or you can join my 6-week mastermind where I'm going to help a small group of ladies turn their binge-free days into sustainable binge-free months without feeling an urge to binge. And this is personalized coaching. So if you're like, yeah, like I want to be able to ask my questions. I want to be able to get like personalized coaching. I want to be able to like, come on Zoom and, Lorna, just like, what do I do? I'm so committed, like I'm going to do it. Then the binge-free months 6-week mastermind would be a really good fit for you if you're looking for more personalized coaching. Okay. So if you are interested in the mastermind, you can message me binge-free months and I'll send you all the details. I've never had so many people reach out about this mastermind. I was like, everybody needs this because it's literally the answers to your prayers. Like, who wouldn't want to sustain binge-free months? Like anybody can literally have a binge-free week. Sure, you got lucky. Anyone can go a few days without binging. But being someone who can have binge-free months on repeat without trying to not give in, it's like you don't even have an urge to binge, that makes all the difference. So again, you can join the master class, or if you want more personalized coaching with me, you're ready to really sustain binge-free months without urges, without crazy food thoughts, then you can message me binge-free months and I'll send you all of the details for that. So thank you guys so much for being here. I'm so committed to supporting you guys. I mean, doing this work has allowed me to conquer binge eating and stay binge free for 5 years. Food is the simplest part of my day. I just got home from an appointment and I just made myself some lunch and then I just come on this training. Like there's no like, oh, let me keep on eating. Oh, no one's home. Like, let me binge all the chocolate in the cupboards. Like, there's none of that. Like, food gets to feel so effortless. You get to feel incredible in your own skin. You get to eat normally. Like how your friends eat, how your family eats. Like, that gets to be your reality as well, too. And I'm fired up and excited to support you with the exact mindset shifts and the exact tools to rewire your brain so that you can make this your reality as well too. So I'm so excited. Enjoy the rest of your day, you guys, and we'll see you soon. Okay, bye guys.